I'm DianeArbus. I'm a photographer from Manhattan, New York. I'm 30 years old. I got my start being a photographer from my husband. We were shooting for some fashion magazines. Alan and I met when we were, in our early teens, and so we've always been, high school sweethearts, and it was really hard because my parents never approved of our relationship, and eventually I wore them down. I mean, they didn't want to hear our love story over and over again, and so they gave in, and it was bliss. We loved each other. We have two beautiful daughters, June and Amy.
For this moment to be free.
And then things started changing.
Why can't you just accept me for who I really am?
I literally can't talk about this with you right now.
I want to pursue an acting career, alright?
You don't care about what I want. And I know that you're being unfaithful. I can't talk about this with you.
What about you?
No, it's all about you. You want to pursue an acting career, you don't care about me, you don't care about children.
Don't even talk to me like that, okay? No. Photographs, all you want to do is
I can't hear what you're saying right now.
You don't care what I think.
I just can't talk to you. I think we're gonna have to get a divorce.
Could fix this home, I'd read it every day. So here's your holiday.
I was really interested in art when I was in high school. I came from a really wealthy family. My dad owned a department store, and everything came really easily to me. So I thought that through my photography, I could show the world and its darker side through the way that I was never exposed to. So by shooting deformity and darkness, I could shed light on an underground world that no one could ever see.
It's definitely controversial. I mean, if you see the giant, the twins, everything, it just seems to focus on the deformity instead of just focusing, she had a rich life and stuff, she had everything, but yet she chooses to focus on poor people, adversity, everything. So I mean, that's just dark. She was very dark and depressed, and she wanted to show that to the world.
This is the human pincushion taken in 1961. It's of Louis Ciervo. He was a child of aerialists, but when they died, he found himself without a trade, so a friend who performed as half man, half woman undertook him and taught him how to be a pincushion. But he wants to quit and learn to read and write and find less dangerous work in the carnival so he can meet a nice girl who will be more impressed than appalled, and they can get married.
I'm a lot like you were.
This is the woman with her baby monkey, taken in 1971 in New Jersey. This is Mrs. Gladys Ulrich with Sam, the baby, a stump-tailed macaque monkey. The original Sam hung himself by accident. It was hard for her to tell about it.
It's God's will if you're deserving. You'll find what you've lost. I've had a wonderful life and a lot of love. I can't say I've missed out on love.
This is a picture of my friend Vicky, who I first met in 1966 and photographed on many occasions. It's called Transvestite and her birthday cake. She called me up and said it was her birthday and I would come, and I said, how terrific. The birthday party was me, her, a whore friend of hers, and her pimp, and the cake.
Oh man, take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you.
This is William Mack in his 7x8 room in New York City, taken in 1961. Picking up bottles is what he calls his diversion, and he is humorously indulgent when people give him money, which they must seldom dare to do because he is such an awesome, noble, enormous, possessed, and legendary figure. He appears to be the bearer of an undecipherable message.
At the beginning, she started to photograph completely differently from other people. But this difference was a difference she wanted. It was a preconceived difference to be, by all means and under all circumstances, original and unique. And then it had to be explained to her that there are great artists in every era who are so new and so different that nobody can understand them. The ears or the eyes are not used to it. And they maybe the ones who really contribute to the medium. But at the same time, there are other artists, and they work also in a non-understandable kind of a way. Nobody could understand what they are doing. And they are phonies, and they work with illusions and fantasies. And that this kind of a difference is extremely important to understand. So Diane said to me, you know, she said, I went to the School of Cultural Ethical Culture, where a child, whatever a child did, was considered the work of a genius. So I had never an occasion to find out what's good, what's bad, what's truth, and what's false. And from that moment on, Diane did not bring any more of these pictures. And she started in another way.
DianeArbus was my mother, which means that the way in which I knew her was in terms of a kind of familiarity that I took for granted, as you have to if you live with somebody. The way I knew her photographs, I mean, some of them still to me, I remember as torn pieces of paper that she would bring back from the darkroom. I remember them tacked on walls, you know, around her bed or on this wooden screen she had in one place we lived. And I had an enormous sense that photography was a kind of secret of hers. I don't mean that the process was secret or that she was secretive about it, because she really loved to tell about it, and she loved to tell about sort of where she'd gone and who she'd been with, and but that something about what happened when she was there was a secret.
There are and have been and will be an infinite number of things on earth. Individuals all different, all wanting different things, all knowing different things, all loving different things, all looking different. Everything that has been on earth and has been different from any other thing. That is what I love, the differentness, the uniqueness of all things and the importance of life. I see something that seems wonderful. I see the divineness in ordinary things.